Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has that hotline. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser joins us. Billy, how you doing?
I'm doing great, my friend. How are you?
Well, Billy, you in Washington and not in Louisiana Mardi Gras right now?
Yeah, we use this opportunity. We've got a food truck wrapped here. I'm outside in Washington at noon, and then for happy hour we'll be serving king cake, Mardi Gras beads, and talking about Louisiana. And we're doing that here in Washington. We've got a group in Atlanta down the same thing today.
Wow.
A great day to get national, international publicity for the great celebration of Mardi Gras and talk about Louisiana.
Yeah, there'll be there's been a natural flow down here for the last week or two with Mardi Gras going around. All right, talk a little bit about your new campaign, Feed Your Soul.
Yes, we went out and got the experts and let the data drive the best way to sell Louisiana. We did focus groups with our tourism folks in Louisiana, but also across the United States and into Canada, and even did one focus group in foreign language so it would attract international visitors. And it all came down to Louisiana, feed your soul. You can feed your soul with music, with food, with fishing. And that brand really rang out amongst all the other considerations. As a matter of fact, in 30 years of the branding company doing this, never has everybody agreed on one when they drilled down to 6. This one overwhelmingly 100% was the one that everyone picked.
Wow, that's pretty good numbers then.
Yeah, we're excited about it. It's getting a lot of great publicity. We were on TV up here this morning in Washington, and we really love the way it sells Louisiana. You know, travelers who come to Louisiana really want to participate and really engage, and they want to feed their soul, and we get a chance to do that all over Louisiana.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, who is out and about around the country right now, pushing Louisiana stuff. How important is it, Billy, for y'all to get out of the state? I know we got a very unique state. You love it here. I love it here. I think people like to travel. I think you started off with Travel Louisiana. Let it be a destination somewhere in the state to vacation. How important is it to be out of the state, getting people to come to Louisiana?
Well, you know, we need to get creative. We don't have the budget for tourism that a lot of other states that we compete with. So we've got to do things like this to where we can get local and national press to come out and engage us, just like we do for New Year's Eve with Dick Clark.
Sure.
We throw a party in Louisiana, in New Orleans, cut away this year to Lafayette and Shreveport. We're going to have to get creative in getting people to follow Louisiana in the press, because we can't afford the TV time it would take to get that message out. So things like today, rolling up our sleeves, getting out here, bringing the tourism folks from all over Louisiana to talk about their area of Louisiana and how special it is. It really seems to work, and we hope to do more of it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You always want people to come into your state and enjoy. They stay in your hotels, they eat your food. It's new money that comes into the state of Louisiana. How does that work for us as far as the new money? How big is that? How big is tourism? I don't know if you can put it in who comes out of state, or can you divide it between who lives here and has a good time here versus somebody that comes out of state? Is there any way to divide it, or it's all tourism dollars added together?
Well, the figures we've had in the last year we have is 2016. We've asked our people that track this to try to drill it down to areas of the state, where they're coming from, so we can target. We know a lot of the Canadian visitors love the Lafayette Acadian area, but we want to try to drill down so we know where to spend our marketing dollars to best attract people to what parts of the state. So we're trying to get more of that data. But historically, we're waiting on the 2017 figures. 2016, over $1 billion in taxes that tourists left in Louisiana. And, we're seeing new hotels go up from Ruston all over the state, not just New Orleans. So I think the staycation and our real efforts to get those people, international travelers that land in New Orleans, to see more of Louisiana is really going to have an effect in growing tourism, not just for New Orleans. And that's really going to be our focus, is to continue to get people to see more than just New Orleans and Louisiana.
Well, yeah, and look, nobody's foolish. New Orleans is the big prize when you talk about. It's not the big surprise for me, because I live here and I like other parts of the state better, although New Orleans is a lot of fun. But if you get outside of here, people think of New Orleans first, and for a lot of reasons. Mardi Gras, New Orleans Saints, whatever.
Absolutely. You know, when we started doing these focus groups and they were throwing names and words up on the board, New Orleans was put up there as much as Cajun and Zydeco and Fun and Mardi Gras. So it is such a big part of our attraction. We've got to embrace it, work with them, and hopefully continue to improve those negative things that continue to hang over our head with the crime and things that have affected us in New Orleans.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But like you said, in this state, there are a lot of places to go visit and have a lot of fun. And I'm living in one, and the northern part has their things, and the southern part, and there's just a lot of things to do. I mean, I'm a big fisherman, as you know. I say a big fisherman. I love to fish. I talk about it more when I go. But I love I love the Lake Charles area, and all that area is like gold to me, man. It's so much fun to go that way. Toledo Bend is a great place to go. And people here, a lot of them go to Toledo Bend. And then you can go down toward the Homer area down in that area, and the Plaquemine Parish and places that you were in for a long time. Those places are a lot of fun for people that love the outdoors.
We tell people all over that you can fish anywhere, but you catch fish in Louisiana, and we've got the best fishing in the world. And, you know, this past year, our whole campaign centered around all the great outdoors of Louisiana and the things you can do here with the great outdoors you can't do anywhere else. Like, where else in the world can you catch a bass in the morning and a pair of Mardi Gras beads at night? Mm-hmm. Only in Louisiana. So we made a real focus to highlight those things that you can do in the great outdoors in Louisiana and really show some of the beautiful outdoors we have. And it really worked well this past year in our campaign to drive more people to do things outdoors in Louisiana.
Well, no, if you love the outdoors, Louisiana's the place to go. And don't worry about the weather. If there's a certain part of weather you like, if you like it to rain, just wait a few minutes. If you like it to sunshine, wait a few minutes. If you want some cold, give yourself a few minutes. If you want it warm, give yourself a few minutes, because it will change at the drop of a hat, man.
Well, you're absolutely right. We've got weather like nowhere else. I tell you, it's pretty cold up here in Washington this morning. I'll be glad to get back home and it's a little warmer weather.
Well, there's no doubt. I think we're in the mid-60s here in Lafayette, and I think below us is
we barely in 50 right now.
Oh, barely at 50, yeah. But that where Billy's at, that's probably hot.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly and windy here this morning.
Oh, no doubt about it. Anything else you want to add, Billy, before I let you go?
No, we're real excited about this foundation we set up. I got to tell you, Moon, the outpour of people wanting to do some of this private-public partnership and helping us bring funds into the state park system is really going to go well. We had our first meeting of the board, and now we're starting to put plans together, and people from all over the state embracing new and exciting ideas of things to do in the state parks where we can embrace these private-public partnerships. And I really believe that's going to help us relieve a lot of the burden from the taxpayers of Louisiana and having to pay for these parks and museums, that we're going to be able to, through this partnership, really help us raise a lot of money to take that burden off the taxpayers.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All righty, Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, God bless. Have a safe trip back. We'll talk to you again.
Happy Mardi Gras.
All right, take care, bud. All right, 844-766-6607, Hickson Desert Hotline. We'll take a break. More to come. Your calls always welcome on the Hickson Desert Hotline. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show. We'll take a break. Be right back. Hi, hello, welcome to the Griffon Show.
Is Maddie keeping you straight today,
Yeah,
Moon?
I'm telling you, man. She's over my side over here.
She heard the music playing, said, Dad, come on.
I know. She'll. Oh, look, they don't cut me no slack in my house. None. There's no slack in my house. I got news for you. Anyway, 844-766-6607, Hickson Desert Hotline, if you'd like to be part of the program. This computer just went nuts, Brandon.
No,
absolutely nuts. So I had to jump out of everything that I was in. But it doesn't matter. All righty. Oh, Sydney didn't call back. All right, well, we gave him a chance. So we're moving on to bigger and better things. by the way, and I just had a piece. I don't know. Some of you people don't fish. But you don't have to fish. You can go boat riding. There's an Asian carp that has gotten into Mississippi and the Chafalaya Basin and stuff. Fish gets real big. They're multiplying. They are good for nothing. These fish were actually, when you're going down the way, they would jump up. They would scare you half to death, not to mention jump and hit you in the head. Brandon, there have been people really hurt by them things. And look, they get real big. I'm talking about 3, 4, 5 pound fish jumping, and bigger than that, jumping by your head. And I noticed that Congressman Higgins is wanting to come up with a bounty program, and I think they need to do something to catch and kill these fish. How they got here, I have no idea. Somebody in the wildlife and fishery that's out there listening today, maybe they can call and let us know. What are they doing here? How did they get here? Who put them in the water? What was the purpose of them even living in our waters?
A lot of us wonder the same thing about mosquitoes. What's the purpose of them?
I know, but this is mosquitoes definitely here. We're not getting rid of them. But these, Brandon, I'm being honest with you. Ask the fishermen that go out there, out Chafalaya Basin and stuff. These fish will jump up while you're going down your boat, 40, 50 mile an hour, whatever you're going. And I'm telling you, they have hurt somebody. They got big fins. They have jumped and hit people in the eye and the face and everything else. Somebody needs to come up with a plan to get rid of them. Okay, we do kill a zillion mosquitoes a day, Walker, Brandon, a year, all the time. You can't kill all them things. But this, if they don't do something about this, I don't know if this thing takes over. I don't know what they got to survive eating something. And I mean, they big. And if you're going down the river or going down the basin, man, when you see these things jumping like this, I mean, Brandon, look, right in front of your eyes, right across your boat.
Has that happened to you?
Right by your head. I've gotten hit. We've had them hit off of us and hit the chest and fall in the boat.
Oh, man.
You know, I mean, look, I'm not talking about no little 10, 12-inch fish. We're talking about some big fish. And there have been people hurt. Look, you're driving a boat with your arm in there. You're literally driving your boat and your arm in there when them things start coming up to the surface because they are jumping all around your boat. And some people that don't go fishing, so I don't know nothing about that, but just trust me. And it's got to be bad for the fishery because I got to believe they are, well, we know they're multiplying. And anyway, I read what Congressman Higgins wants a bounty on them, and that's what we need to do. Brandon, there are people that drive the boats and take bow and arrows and have fun shooting them in the air. You know? But what you need to do is have a double-barrel shotgun with you got to be careful doing this, of course, on the water, but a double-barrel shotgun shooting all these people. I mean, shooting all these fish because these fish are flying. And I'm telling y'all, unless you out there, unless you experience these fish jumping around your head while you're going 50, my boat, I don't know how fast my boat goes. My odometer doesn't work. I just RPMs ramp up to about 55, really about 45, 5,000, and however fast that's going, I think it's going 45 miles an hour or something like that, maybe 50. And going down there, and I'm telling you, these fish come out of nowhere. Absolutely out of nowhere. I wish there were bass doing that when I'm in a tournament, Brandon. I could have like 5-pounders jump in the boat. I don't know if that's legal or not, by the way. I had to check on that. Anyway, I know Higgins wants a deal for that, and I'm glad somebody else is looking out for that. It's just ridiculous that the way that's happening, and somebody's going to get hurt, and people have been hurt. It's not a matter if somebody's going to get hurt. People have been hurt with these fish because they're so dang big. And so, like I said, you're not in the water. You don't understand that. You're going, what is that? Asian carp. I don't know what the benefit of having these things in the water. I notice they're multiplying, and there's a lot of people concerned about what's taking place. I don't know if wildlife fishery can kill them. I don't think you go out and kill fish and just kill one species. So there's got to be something else to it. Anyway, all right, Earl and Alexandria. How you doing, Earl?
Hey, Moon, how you doing today, man?
Doing fine, sir.
You made a comment there about these Asian carp that are invading our waterways. They are more evasive than a lot of people, understand. They feed on the same thing that our gizzard shad feed on.
Oh, that ain't good.
They feed on algae, and the gizzard shad is our best food support for, I love the bass fish, just like anybody else, especially Moon Griffon, but
no, you don't like it no more than I do. Well, let me ask you a question. Who put this in here? How did they just show up? Did they no way they could swim all the way up, could they?
No, to the best of my knowledge, it was an experiment gone bad, and floodwaters got into a system that had them in it for research.
Yeah, but the problem we got too is these things multiply.
Oh yes,
they multiply. And let me tell you something else.
Massive.
They get what?
They get massive, and like I said, they are such an invasive species. It's just like the invasive species we got in plants and stuff that has come in from South America. These right here are going to kill the food chain that the bass have and the white perch. Our species of fish has got.
Well, that's what bothers me. The other thing bothers me, when you drive in a boat, them things jump up and they 4, 5, 6 pounds. They big, man. I'm telling you, when they start coming up. Go ahead.
I have known individuals that's been hit by them that you have a 15, 20-pound fish at 40 miles an hour. In fact, I was fishing in Red River, just right out of Boyce where I live. And I had one literally take my hat off that got that close.
I know.
It not hit me.
I think it was my brother. One of them got hit in the chest and the fins. I mean, he I don't know if he got a tetanus shot or what he had to go get, but I mean, it stung him pretty big. But like you said, they get big, man. These things are not little. I mentioned 3 or 4 pounds, but you're right. Some of them are bigger than that. And unless you go there and experience these fish jumping around your head while you're going in a boat, it's hard to imagine what we're talking about.
Well, they're becoming more and more prolific in Red River as well. I know the Cephalon Basin, and there's several places, several miles down south that really loaded up with them.
Yeah, I hadn't seen them in Henderson yet, but I have seen them in the basin. No doubt about it.
But I bet if enough research was done and in checking that you would find that there's been several individuals killed by them.
Oh, yeah. But let me ask you a quick question. Is there any way to get rid of them?
To the best of my knowledge, not without taking other species or native species out in the process.
I just wonder if they get out there, you know, if you get up and running, they follow the boats, they must come to the engine, the sound or something. If you could take nets, I mean, the only other way I know to do is go out there and when you get it, have a shotgun and start shooting them as they fly, but that sounds kind of dangerous to me, but I wish there was a way to get rid of them.
It would be dangerous, but I'll tell you what, for those individuals who love to trap, shoot, or duck hunt, something like that, that would be righteous.
Yeah. I've seen people out there with arrows trying to shoot them. Anyway, I got to run, man. Thanks for the call. One more real quick. Thanks for the call. Let's go to Robert. Robert, how you doing?
Hey, Moon. Real quick, we had some property in a local parish here, and we put some in to kill the vegetation. And remember Caney Lake did it. And of course, Caney Lake dried up to nothing as far as grass, etc. But we thought they were sterile. And when we bought them and put a few in some of these backwater lakes, but that's the problem. Backwater, when the water rises, they go everywhere, and they're everywhere now. And I understand that it's obviously a major problem, and it's going to be that way. And you can't shock them, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think they respond to that. So it's got to be a poison or a net deal.
Yeah. They got to do something, but I think you're right. I think the bottom line was they said, well, they can't multiply, and that was the problem. The multiplying of them is really the big problem. Anyway, I got to run. Thanks for the call. We'll take a break. Be back. More comments, your calls. We'll be back in a minute. Hi, hello. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has that hotline. If you'd like to be part of the program, your opportunity to be a voice. There's a lot of stuff out there, and we'll get back to as many things as we can. The carp thing is interesting. Somebody just sent me, there's 7 ways to stop the Asian carp invasion. Shock treatment of fish fry brand, and that, you ought to read what they're trying to do. Carpicide, building fences. These things get big. You got to remember, smaller fish can get through something like that. Sound them out. And I don't understand what that is. Anyway, there's the ways to get rid of them. They need to get rid of these things. These things are, They're not only a pest, they can hurt you. And we made a bad mistake putting that anywhere. I mean, a bad mistake, I can promise you. That's just not. That's not what we want to mess with, I can promise you. These things are, I don't care what they've done good. If they spread in every waterway around here, we're going to all be miserable. And the guy that called was right. He was totally right when he said that, we didn't know these things were going to multiply. All right, let's go to Jeff in Lake Charles. Jeff, how you doing?
Hey, good morning, Moon. Happy Mardi Gras. A thought on the fish thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't underestimate the power of a coon ass, because sooner or later they will come up with a solution to this, because I think they go by the rule, and this is kind of like the Cajun Navy. When you get them in gear, watch out. But it's like if it tastes good, if it's out of season and there's no limit, they're going to find a solution to that problem. And I guarantee you, sooner or later, somebody's going to come up with we can make cat food out of it. We can get. I mean, there's.
I think
sooner or later.
And I really think you're on to something. Harvest those puppies. However you got to catch them. Harvest the heck out of them, because I know they ought to make good crab bait, crawfish bait. They ought to be good for something. If you can't eat them, and I don't know if you can or not, but like you said, cat
there
food,
is no limit.
Dog food, something, no limit, catch them all.
Fish oil, fertilizer. I mean, you go on and on and on. I'm telling you that if you put this out there, somebody's going to unleash the coon ass. He's going to get out there and make this a profitable venue, and we're going to control this more than you know. But I just had to chime in when I heard that. You could apply that to so many things, and the Cajun Navy is a prime example of that. When you have a good purpose involved, and there is a solution to it, they will find it. So.
Let me tell you something. But I want this to stay an issue. It's not an issue for somebody that doesn't go fishing, that doesn't go on the boat. I understand that. But for people that do, these things are dangerous, and they're getting worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you're going down. The first one you jump, you start putting your arms and your hands up, and you're wearing glasses to protect your eyes. But I'm telling you, if one about 8 or 10 pounds jump up, and you're going 50 miles an hour, they can rip the flesh off your face and everything else. These things are dangerous, man. And so they need to go with them and go get them aggressively and stay after them. And I'm not saying you can get rid of them now, but I bet they're easier getting rid of them than they are mosquitoes, I can promise you.
I think they will be, but did the other caller say that they eat a lot of algae? Not algae, but lily pads, things like that, whatever, hydrangeas, things like that. Not hydrangeas, but there is a purpose for them, I believe. So,
they may be. I hadn't figured it out yet.
Well, I'm all ears. I'll be listening to whoever comes up with what they're good for, but we can control them, and I think the gears are in motion now.
All right, man. Thanks. Appreciate the call.
All right.